Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode 25.
Wow.
25.
We're having a 50th party.
Yay. As you can see, normally we are in different parts of the country. I have Liz Ward, our co-founder of Tourism Tribe and Navii, in the flesh here in our Melbourne HQ, coming to you live for the Digital Discovery Show, brought to you by Navii Digital and our wonderful team at Tourism Tribe. Now, today's a bit special, not only because we got Liz in the house, so we are almost obsessive. Well, not almost, we are about digital transformation and digital discovery, as this show is called. And today I thought it was fitting, since we were both in the same state, in the same room and suburb, that we can talk to you more with Liz in the house about that very topic, because, and it's fresh in our mind, because we do have our first intake of the year for the Digital Biz Keeper 101 that kicks off next week. So thank you to all of you who have joined us on our information sessions. Thank you to all of you who have already registered to go through this live transformative program that starts on the 20th over a 6-week period. And as the co-founder and as the facilitator of the program, it will be great to have you, Liz, just talk to us a little bit more about the Digital Biz Keeper and also just your transformation. I know we've had, if you go back in the archives, we did do our first show with you and Fabi. But just really even how you've been able to personally see what digital has been able to do to your startup business.
Absolutely. And you say that we're obsessive about it, as in we have to be, like somebody has to be. There have to be champions out there who are leading by example at doing their level best of taking advantage of what it is that technology can do for them in their business. You know, we start our businesses with incredible passion and vision about what we're going to do. And yeah, sure, it can be very much lifestyle driven, that you don't want to go work for somebody else, but you've got this vision for your lifestyle and your family. It can be you just love the idea and you can see the worth of it. Whatever it is, that vision, if you can imagine in 15 years' time and look back, it'll be, what was the legacy that you left? And so that, to me, is what business vision is. You know, you look back in 15 years' time, you're sitting in a nice chair and you're going, wow, I had that vision and we made this happen. And what was the good stuff that came out of it? So we start our businesses with all of that. But what happens is that the environment just keeps changing so rapidly. So the technology opportunities are so massive and they keep coming down the line at us. And what we were talking about as important for business even 2 years ago is different than what the opportunities are now. Like, there's new opportunities that we need to start grasping. So there needs to be champions in our different business sectors and in our local business communities and in our networks of trusted people. We've got to have those champions in there that are obsessive and
100%
are showing the way and experimenting and seeing what works. So we see ourselves as one of those. We're not the only one, because if anybody ever tells you that they are an expert on everything about digital, run, because they are likely to be a psychopath, because that is not possible. It is not possible, because digital now, what is digital even? A lot of small business people will be going, well, what is she talking about? What is digital? What does she mean? Is she talking about Wi-Fi? Is she talking about a Facebook page? Is she talking about having a website? Is she talking about being on MyOb or Xero as a digital accounting tool? Digital is so pervasive now. It's across all aspects of business. Yes, the things we tend to think of when we think about digital, we think about digital marketing. So we do think about our customers going onto Google and searching for services and products like ours. If you're in the tourism sector, it's dreaming about, where am I going to take the family or my loved one for a beautiful break away. and going into Google and doing that searching. So a lot of people immediately think that. They think about social media, they think about their websites. And yes, digital marketing is a very big component of digital, but there are many other aspects across all of our businesses. It's certainly in our communications. So how we use email now to communicate, how we communicate and serve our customers through things like online chat on our websites, how those things can be connected in a marketing sense. So all the components in our business on our marketing end, visitors to our Facebook page, Facebook ads, visitors to our website, how that all can connect to our email marketing and our customer databases to be able to communicate at scale and really efficiently with our existing customers or prospective customers. How we connect our sales, our e-commerce systems into that journey for our customers and make it more efficient for them and for us to once again do things at scale and communicate at scale and serve our customers well. How we move data around between systems so that we're removing manual jobs.
Yes.
So instead of paying your admin person to go and load data in here on your customer relationship management system about what people have purchased, that can be automatically happening with every purchase, every invoice that's raised, whatever, all of that. So, and then in distribution, how you're shipping things, how do you connect that? So it's opportunity everywhere in business. So I'd just like to make those comments first for people to understand when we're talking about digital, we are talking about internet connected systems that make life easier for your customers and for you and give you scale in your marketing and your operations. So that for me is a
and that's a great summation, because it's external, how we are communicating our messages, our products and services, and then there's the internal efficiencies that digital can give your business, which we do. We live and breathe it every day because we know it's making a difference in our business, and we are championing and obsessing about celebrating what our clients and our students and our participants of programs when it all comes together and it makes a difference, and you can see that it saved time, it saved money, and being able to grow without the level of resources that may normally be required to achieve that same growth.
Yes. And I think there's something in there that, and I'd like to share with people, like we do in the Digital Biz Keeper info sessions, what are sort of the challenges and how you overcome those challenges. Because the immediate thing that people can think when they hear about all the opportunities in digital is, well, where do I start? That sense of overwhelm. So when you talk about celebrating the successes of our clients when they do programs or coaching or however we're helping them, it's that one step. We celebrate every step with them. It might be one thing that they do, whether it is incorporating video into the way that they communicate about their products and services. And they hadn't done that before, and they didn't really know the creative and technicalities of it and how to approach it. They do that one thing, and we celebrate that with them. And because each step is built on the foundation and built on their confidence. And they keep moving forward then.
That's a good way to end the week. What's your one thing today? Because we do focus sometimes in visit everything that we haven't done. So we do, that one thing, that one step that took you closer. I loved also yesterday, we were having a conversation, and that there's no better time to be in small business, because suddenly through digital, we can really, there's no real...
it's a level playing field.
It's a level playing field.
Whether you're a big corporate or a small business, you've now got access to the same scaling technology to grow your business and the same communications and marketing tools that a big corporate has. And there are a whole lot of products, software as a service and web-based products that are priced for small business. And if we as a business didn't do those things and didn't adopt those things, we would not be growing. We would have got stuck where we were. But it puts you on a level playing field. And in the world of the web and social media, you can look just as big as those big corporates in your brand.
Yes.
And you can grow. And so it's an amazing time to be in small business.
1000%. And thank you, Nicole. We've got Nicole Elder, grateful for Liz and Fabi. And anyone else that is joining us live, please feel free to drop in a comment or ask any questions of Liz while we have on the show, or if you're watching the replay, drop in the comment. We're always here to help and serve.
Speaking of which, Nicole's grateful. That's really sweet. Thank you, Nicole, for Liz and Fabi. Liz is really grateful for Fabi because my business partner, Fabi Winchell, has an amazing brain for solutions. So when we strategize, and this is so important for businesses as well, it's so hard because you're so busy operationally with a growing business, but to take the time to sit back and really go, well, what do I want to achieve in the next 12 months? So because the opportunities are changing so rapidly, you have to do it at least every 12 months. And when you start a small business, you often don't have much of a business plan. But after a couple of years, you get this real sense of, what have I got that's really valued by my customers? What's profitable? What's working for me? And then you can really start to get some nice, some clarity into your plans. So you do that. What am I going to achieve? Then to go, well, what's the technology that's available to me to help me get there? And this is where Fabi is amazing, because she's been able to keep evolving our use of platforms and tools so that we could grow whilst not increasing proportionately our fixed costs or people costs. And we look at our profit and loss, and we can see that our profitability has done this and our sales has done this, whilst our human resource cost has not grown anywhere near proportionately with that. So that, to me, there's no clearer indication than that we are using, we have scaling technology that has allowed us to do that. So maybe if I just share a little bit about that journey. That would be amazing, because that's what you have firsthand experience. That is the true essence of scale. If you hear that word often, and scaling, and digital can help you scale. That's a perfect example. And so when we think in most small businesses cases, where are the most applicable examples of that that we have used? That's probably a good place to focus, because then everyone can kind of relate to it and understand it. And this is also a great demonstration of what we weren't teaching people 2 years ago, because the technology wasn't as user-friendly or priced appropriately. It wasn't as well developed, the software that you could use. But you will start to hear more and more, and you certainly hear it in our programs like Digital Biz Keeper 101, this concept of email marketing automation. And you might think, as a small business owner, oh, that sounds like it's a bit out of my realm, that's not for me. But the reality is that now we are hand-holding businesses to do that, because as a small business, if you want to grow, this is the area to focus on. So, and what I'm talking about here is that for every person you come into contact with, who, let's think of them as leads coming into your sales funnel. At various stages of that journey, whether it is seeing a post that you do on your Instagram feed and following, and then going, oh yeah, I'm going to follow this feed. They keep looking at you. You run a campaign on Facebook and Instagram, a paid campaign, offering them to come in and look at one of your products, learn more about that. Say they click on that, they come through, they are looking at what you're offering, but they decide not to buy. Think of the investment you've made at that point through all of that organic social media work, investing in your website and getting the foundations right, developing that nice landing page. You don't want to just let them go at that point.
Yeah.
That's a warm lead for you. So we're starting to now, I'm trying to just break down what does email marketing automation with. Imagine if you offered them something they couldn't refuse at that point that was going to cost them nothing, which was a really nice, great piece of content that would really appeal to them, that they'd be prepared to give you their email address for, so that you can start a conversation with them over email. Now, you see that all the time on websites, don't you? Pop-ups that come up. Now, you might have subscribed to some of those. So if you were to get a 5% conversion on that ad, which would be pretty good, coming over and clicking there, you then might get maybe 50% of those people might not buy, but might be prepared to sign up for that. You think of the numbers on that. That could be, a few hundred people off a campaign that you could then invite into your email subscriber database to start communicating with them. And you wouldn't want to do that manually, would you? That would be a nightmare. However, what email marketing automation does for you is the ability to send them relevant emails in an automated way, and to each, you're using tags and sequences. And this might sound highly technical, but the systems that are available to small business to do this are quite easy to follow now. And so when we train people on this and help them set up that pop-up, that lovely piece of content, and include this in our Digital Biz Keeper 202 program, exactly how to do this, it's doable.
Yes.
Where customers can do it, and it takes them to that next level in scalable marketing, because they would not be able to achieve that communication with these warm leads unless they had that automation.
And that's one thing as well.
I don't know if I've explained that without waving my hands around too much or having pictures in front of me, but I just think it is the current where we've got to get to. It's a great example. But before we get there, we have to get the foundations right.
100%.
Yeah.
And speaking of foundations, that is the course that is starting. It's a foundational digital transformation program that runs for 6 weeks.
Yes.
It is something that I would love for you to take us. I've brought on, again, I've just kind of pulled in Liz 5 minutes before the show. Would you like to share the information session on a live video? And she's such a great, sure, let's do it. So here we are.
Well, Fab and I have been doing live presentations on this, just explaining to people what are the sort of key areas that small businesses focus on to get that digital transformation started. So I've got the story down pat.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to do that, to talk to that. And then also just what's covered in that DBK, Digital Biz Keeper 101 digital transformation course, so that people, people have got access to look at that at any time.
Well, we'll go through that. We'll go through that. And Nicole, thank you. This is definitely resonating with Nicole. She said it's all very true. So much can go with wages, and then the tax for employing people. And, this is also, and that's not to say that going digital may not require, it's not replacing people. It's just having the right people that will help you also get there too, whether it is employing or using resources around you to support.
Oh, yeah. And then it's about, when you think about, obviously you're still going to have to grow your team as you grow. It's unlikely, unless you're really very much a solo business who's maybe doing some outsourcing or something.
Yes.
What it means though for your own staff is they need to go through digital transformation. It's continual.
Take them on the journey with you.
Yes.
Green and growing is what we live and breathe. I mean, that, like Liz rightly pointed out, working smarter. Absolutely, Nicole is saying working smarter. This is all about working smarter and more efficiently. So I'm
going to get you. There's a couple of pictures I just want to use to talk about this. I want to talk about what are the goals that we hear again and again from small business, and then the challenges. And I've got that on a few slides. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's
a
all right.
Kick of the screen behind me. I've got that on a slide. When we have asked thousands of small businesses So we'll go to this one here. We've asked thousands of small businesses, what is it that they want to do in their business? And this was just a few months ago. And they showed up with questions and stated their goals. These were the three common themes that we saw in the goals. And I just wonder if people, how you relate to these. One is about growing how many customers you acquire. So customer acquisition, improve digital marketing to acquire more customers, to make that grow. That was a big one. That's the top one. The second one is about my own knowledge and skills. So learning how to sell online, because I feel like I'm falling behind a bit. And not just how to get an e-commerce solution onto my website in terms of I want people to be able to purchase and pay online, but also how to actually sell online. What are the techniques, what are the tactics and strategies that you use to actually get people through that sales funnel? And the third one is better social media. So social media keeps changing all the time. I keep, having a go. I'm doing it in an ad hoc way, but how do I actually get benefit for my business? So these are the three areas that people talk about with goals for their business in 2021. We hear again and again. Now, what is holding people back? So what are the challenges? And I wonder if you can relate to these. So if we have a look at that next slide, Desi, in terms of the challenges, and you'll see in the ball and chain here attached to our very cute fluff ball puppy in the ball, when we have done the word cloud on how people have responded to the challenges that they're having. The big one that comes through is a sense of overwhelm, like we talked about at the beginning. It feels like there is so much that I need to do in digital. I feel like I'm falling behind and I just don't know where to start. So that's a big one. Another big one, and this isn't only from our own customers, also where we see this reflected is in the federal government research we've got access to. It's the consistent, is no trust or lack of trust. And this is not getting trusted advice. I don't know where I can turn for trusted advice. I feel like everybody's trying to sell me something. So where do I go for trusted advice? And we see this particularly, or my web developer relationship is broken. That's a big one behind this no trust. I can't make any changes on my website. I can't improve it because my web developer and we're on different levels and it's not working, the relationship. Another one is just not tech savvy. Like, I'm just not tech savvy. This is not for me. I don't know how to navigate this stuff. And feeling that I'm lacking a plan. I'm feeling disorganized with it. I'm working ad hoc. And I reckon if I could get a plan in place, I might be able to move forward and be more consistent. They're the really top level themes. And so that's been really great for us because it means that every program that we run, we aim to deliver the program in a way that breaks down those barriers. So it's not just about the content in the program, but it's how it's delivered.
Yes.
So plenty of opportunity for interaction, not just online learning, courses that you go and help yourself, but opportunities to show up for live coaching sessions and ask questions in a live environment with a coach who's skilled. Opportunities to be prompted to get into the Facebook group with others who are doing the program, and will prompt you to, to post in the Facebook group what it is you've learned today or what you've done this week that was different. Add-on opportunities for one-on-one coaching so that you can have that one-on-one experience. Live delivery of presentations, having all that recorded. So not leaving you to your own devices, but getting in there to support you through the learning experience. And that, that motivating you frequently in a program and giving you the opportunity for support, access to a coach, access to your peers who are going through it as well. This is the new methods of learning new skills that we have to deliver for us to stay current as a business. And I reflect on beginning of last year and signing up for the Noom app to lose some weight from that Christmas and 2 Christmases before, I think. And we really modeled it off that you sign up for the Noom app, and then you're getting motivation and content that's relevant and taking you through a paced learning program, and also having access to a group where you're sharing your challenges and what you're achieving, and you've got access to a coach as well. So all these elements help to break down those barriers of feeling overwhelmed and feeling, that you can't trust, and, and you feel supported. Yeah.
The main thing that is, supported and with other like-minded small businesses and growing businesses. That is always, we have, that's another very rewarding thing for us, to be connecting people through programs like the Digital Biz Keeper too.
Yeah. I'll get you to go on, just click down to that next slide, which what does a digital transformation journey look like? I've talked about a couple of things about how we deliver, but just to show what many of our customers go through, we have a thing called Next Best Steps, which is really very much a taster program. So you kind of, me talking to you about it is, sort of moves that on, but it's very much a taster program to inspire you and make you aware of the opportunities. But Digital Biz Keeper then is the real transformational program. So a 6-lesson program with topics within it, with all of that support and interactivity that I just spoke about. And next very good piece of a journey that our members take, and customers of group programs that we run, is a digital health check, which is fantastic because, we've done 1,400 of those are in our current data set, so dating back to October 2019. So we sort of archived the previous so that we've got a current benchmark data set where our assessors, using our health check system, have gone through your website, your social media accounts, your Google My Business account, looked at your online reputation, and given you very specific tips and scores against these areas, giving you immediate actions that you can focus on in that report. So that is a really powerful tool.
I love this health check, and so many businesses that do it, they have this report, and it's, going through a highlighter, real visual, and having a human. That's another very important element. Liz mentioned we have assessors that are trained in digital by us, that go through with a fine toothpick of all your digital footprint, and you come away really having a clear sense of where the gaps lie, which works really well.
And then a lot of people combine, or within a group program, they may have access to one-on-one coaching, so expert coaching, and that's really, that the combination of that Digital Biz Keeper program, the health check, the coaching, and I don't think you can be in a better situation to shift your mindset, grow your skills, apply your learnings, and get support in that application of those changes that you're making in your digital programs and platforms like your website 100%. And content and digital marketing and efficiency as well, digital efficiency. So that's a bit of an example of what a transformation journey can look like. And then if we go to the next slide, I've just got a bit of a run through in terms of what each of the lessons include. So I'll just quickly go through that. So a bit of an under the hood. We start the Digital Biz Keeper program with a lesson called Working Smartly. Now, this is all about getting, because we're still in this COVID era, right? And it's going to be like this in terms of travel restrictions and effects on businesses. And you could be a very fortunate business that you're not impacted, but most businesses are by what's going on. So we look at what you can do in COVID marketing specifically, what you need to have in place. Then we get into the really important, and you may think not very sexy topic of smart tools and smart safe word, password management. Cybersecurity has unfortunately increased a lot in COVID, the risks of it. sabotage, etc., and fraud. So we take you through the basics there. We look at smart tools for better working from home and communication with remote teams, moving data around. So there's some fantastic tips in there that, and I know one of Fabi's favourite tips when we talk about this is the movement of data using Zapier. It's just so powerful to move data between systems and available to everybody and free. We advocate a lot of free tested tools that we have used ourselves or very well priced software. And each one of these lessons has a little quiz at the end to help cement the learnings. Usually in most lessons, there is a downloadable tool or template, those sorts of things, links to other resources. So it's all packaged in there in topics. And a little motivation for you to go into the Facebook group and share. Yeah. We go on to the second lesson. Now, this is all about using your online reputation, because if we think about the assets in your business for digital, this is the absolute foundation, and I am super passionate about this, that you cannot grow your business if you have a tarnished reputation. And the online space means that your reputation is amplified beyond anything it could have been 5 years ago. So we have to get strategic with this, and we have to follow the processes which we share with you for great online reputation management and how to encourage more reviews. We go through all of that, but my favorite tip in this is doing the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, the SWOT, to go through your feedback and online reputation reviews, your reviews and comments, to find the little golden nuggets in there that we can then utilize in future lessons to be able to expand on what it is that people are loving about what you deliver in your marketing, in your website, through your social media content themes, or maybe to tweak some service delivery or give you ideas for new products or packages. So this is such a powerful exercise that we go through here.
Priceless. And it's not about your own thoughts on what your strengths and weaknesses, to go and apply what others are saying, what that is, and pulling that out. Powerful, powerful stuff.
Yeah. We move into some really good, solid theory about marketing in the digital age then in lesson 3. So we go through the foundations that every small business needs to be working towards having in place, and where are those sort of critical foundations like online reputation management, your website, looking at opportunities for partnership, for innovation, and even distribution through technology. So don't see that you have to do everything you alone. You need a balanced distribution strategy and look for opportunities in working with others. Then we really, we get into your customer database as an absolute key asset you need to put in place. And if there's one takeout from our conversation today, I would love for everyone to look at their existing customer list and see if they can get that at the minimum into a tidy spreadsheet.
Yes.
Because that is a key asset in your business that you're going to have to utilize.
Yeah.
And then we talk about social as the icing on the cake, because you've really got to have the foundations, that great online shop front of your website. You need to get that really solid before you start really, trying to drive people to it through social. So we go through the foundations there. And in here, we do a really powerful exercise. And this is probably my favorite piece of this, is encouraging you to develop a definition of your ideal customer. So whether it's a new business or you've been in business for a while, you have a picture in your mind of that persona, of that person, and we need to gear all of our website experience, content, social media activity to that ideal customer. You could have 2 or 3 of them, that's fine, but we need that as the basis moving forward in this course.
And putting in the time to do this will help so many other aspects of the journey when you have that clarity of who it is that you're mainly going to serve moving forward. And then
lesson four. Well, this is where you get the master Fabian, who will take there. I don't think. No, I know because I've worked in this space for so long. I would not entrust my future website strategy as a small business to anyone other than Fabi, because she is able to consider your business objectives and what you're selling and say this is going to be the best way forward. And she can look at your website at a glance and go, you've either got to start again, or hey, you don't need to start again. You just don't have this set up properly.
Yeah.
But what she does in this course is what she structured in this content for you is to explain, because we know that 99.9% of us in Fabi's world are here and she's here. So what she does is she brings her knowledge down into understandable language and descriptions so you can understand what is it in today's world that is a good website solution, whether I'm do it yourself or whether you've got the money to invest with a web developer. What's reasonable? What are the components of what we call then that website stack, that digital stack? What are the different pieces that make it up? Like, what is a page builder? What are plugins? What's a theme? So she explains that. And then she also, in the content here, once again, bringing it down into very much layperson's terms, forget the tech talk, is what are the basics of search engine optimization? So, and how do you design your website around that target market that you've defined in lesson 3? What does a good user journey look like? And shares in here the must-haves for a website. So it's a really powerful lesson. Most of these lessons are going to take you about an hour to read through. I'll allow then some time to do some exercises. This one's probably a bit bigger than that because it is such a critical area.
And it's almost the empowerment phase of the program, because you'll be empowered rather than, I always use the bus analogy. You might be sitting in the back of the bus of your website strategy because it's something you're busy, you're running your business. This is not your jam like it is for someone like Fabi or your web developer. But this kind of brings you to the driver's seat where you can go back to your trusted web developer, or maybe when you're looking at a redevelopment project with a really well-defined and clear way forward that you are setting up for yourself and your business, have been empowered with that knowledge, which is always a great place to be as a business owner or marketer or being in charge of your online everything. It's not just your reputation. It's not just your website. It's really all of your digital footprint and your assets and how they connect back to the mothership. Well, the website is the mothership. It's the nuclear center of everything digital that we talk about. So then we come to the end of the program in lesson 5, which is also can be week 5.
Whether you're doing a self-paced journey, it's your lesson 5. If you're doing the live course, it's week 5. And this is where, because this is a foundational course, because Facebook and Instagram are changing all the time, we take you back to the basics on Facebook. What does it look like now? And I apologize that actually I need to update that. That's 2021 strategies. Is what does it look like now in 2021 in terms of a basic plan for you on Facebook to be able to get benefit from your business? The algorithm has changed so significantly. The big change was just over 2 years ago. So every business has experienced a reduction in reach and engagement on their business page. And it's much harder to get growth in your followers now. Working in organic. And organic, we just mean free posting. So we have to go to a strategy that the key foundation on this is how you get engagement on your post. What does engaging content look like? So that's a big focus of this, but we also give you this nice little pyramid here where we work through each one of these strategic parts: engaging content, how to be consistent in your, what is the minimum amount of times I need to be posting on these platforms? How do I have consistent content themes? How's my storytelling consistent? Because all marketing is more effective when it's consistent. Collaboration. That's one thing about Facebook, is great for collaboration and the power of groups, and working within your industry or your local business area. If you're in tourism, your local destination, how do we work together on Facebook to support each other to have greater reach and engagement? Customer servicing. What am I doing with my messaging? Have I got that optimized? So this live chat and Facebook messaging just have grown exponentially over the last couple of years. So we have to see that as a mandatory customer servicing channel now. And then sales is the tip of the iceberg. So you've got to get the foundations right in an organic sense, then look at how do I use these Facebook channels? How do I use Facebook for sales? Same applies, this same pyramid and strategy applies for Instagram. What am I going to do? I can do promotional posts that are 10% of my posts in organic, but I can run campaigns as well to drive it, getting people to know more about my business, to become followers. And in most cases for small businesses, it's going to be to a particular campaign that you're running, something that you're wanting to sell and attract them onto your website.
100%. Because it's those two experiences that you're delivering, isn't it, Liz?
Yeah.
There's the customer experience, then there's the user experience. Very different sets of strategies that you really need to think about and apply when we're working in this space. What does that look like when I put myself in my customer's shoes, of the service I'm providing as a customer, but then as a user that's coming through that journey with me in my business. We kind of take you back and put all of this together through your website, your content, your communications, your reputation, but then also tying that into your social media and how that translates in that uniform way. And then we finish strong. Personal favourite.
Yes, I love this. And this is where we enlist the help of our absolute Insta guru, Emily, and Hannah's fantastic at Insta as well, and she'll come in and help with these sessions too, where the strategy that we've gone through with Facebook, you can apply pretty much all the same principles to develop a little plan around engaging content and consistency. It's a customer servicing, etc. However, in Insta, we've got beautiful opportunities for engaging content and new opportunities around, we're using video in Reels, for example, how to make the most of stories. We've mentioned in the program up to this point a few times the tool canva.com. Have any of you used Canva? Anyone using Canva? Great tool for small business. I see that their worth in the marketplace, I saw it recently, has gone bananas, pardon my because it's such a great tool. And so what Emily or Han will demonstrate is developing an Insta story in a beautiful Canva template for your business, and then taking it through onto Instagram for posting using some of the latest new features that are available in stories, and also talk to you about the new opportunities in Instagram to create engaging content. Both Facebook and Instagram, the concept of just posting, to your page. Oh dear, you're going to get tired doing that and wonder where the benefits are. You have to start to explore these new features, because when Facebook, who owns Instagram and WhatsApp and other platforms, releases these new features, they want you to use them, and you get better reach and engagement.
There's a lot
when
of benefits.
You do. Look, at the end of the day, if we see you producing more video, and we encourage you to do that, and you share that back in the course Facebook group and show us what you've done, you're going to hear our applause from wherever you are, because this is where it's at. We have to, as businesses, start to use video across all of our channels. it's a step we
Oh,
all
we've
need
got
to
a great
take.
example. If you go back into the archives with Matt and Kayleen from Acacia Caravan Park, who worked with our fabulous coach Claire, who really supported and championed them to do video, and you'll see just how they're really leading in their region, and just taken a real key role by doing more video, to the point where now he's becoming a bit of a superstar. I think he'll be teaching video soon.
That's it. We need
which I love.
We need the champions.
Yeah.
We need to see what others like us are doing. We also cover, because it's always a sought after topic and questions around strategic tagging. You know, what is it? How do we use hashtags on Instagram, which is the main place for most businesses. They're going to be using hashtags. And in both of those, Facebook and Insta, we give you some tips on efficiency and pre-scheduling, using Creator Studio within Business
Like
Suite.
Nicole said earlier, working smarter with these tools.
Yes, because we know we don't want to add a sense of more tasks as a result of this. We actually want to take away some of the effort and time, because we know that time is such an incredibly important currency in small business. So we don't want to add more tasks to your list. If we do add more tasks to your list, it needs to be that you're saving time elsewhere.
Yes.
To be able to do it.
For your growth. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what's covered.
Yeah.
How do we
give me more? So how do we I give, like, it's really important. We've got the intake starting on the 20th of April. That's live. You will be hanging out with Liz and the fabulous Fabi for 6 weeks, an hour every week, that you will get more access and unpacking all of these in the dedicated lessons. But it is important to note that this is freely available if you just go to tourismtribe.com or Navii with a i.com.au. You will also can do this self-paced, have access immediately and go through the program.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's it. Look, we will continue to keep evolving this program. And you can see it's the option there if you're in tourism, hospitality, travel, then tourismtribe.com is the place to subscribe. If you're any other business type, then Navii is the place to do it. But we've evolved this program from the start of COVID, and we overnight came up with the idea of a upskill during lockdown program, because all businesses were like, okay, I'm going to have to take a step back here for a bit and work out what's going on and close my business for 12 weeks potentially. And so we put this program together, and it was really well subscribed. People really appreciated having something very productive to do in that 12-week period, and the opportunity to mix with others as well who are in the same situation. Then when we came out of those lockdowns, we're like, well, it's a bit long now. People are back trying to, working in their businesses. So we've broken it down into 2 6-week programs, or 6-lesson programs, if it's self-paced, which is Biz Keeper 101 and 202. And the 101 is very much the let's get our foundations right before we move forward with some more advanced marketing topics like email marketing automation and Facebook advertising that are covered in Biz Keeper 202.
Yes. Yeah. Which is, look, by way of the feedback that we receive from our program participants or our one-on-one clients, if you feel you're not quite ready for the 6-week program, you might want to work with one of our resident coaches on a specific area of your business that you'd like to really put the spotlight and focus on. Or you might like to even just start with an audit, like do an overview, a digital health engagement health check to start with. So you'll have access to any one of those types of services to support you in wherever you are at your journey. Because I know we know that we're all at different stages of our digital transformation, but making a decision or getting that clarity to start with is a really good place to start. But we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you as part of this tribe on the 20th of April. For more information, if you've got any more questions, Nicole, have loved having you Have loved having you on the live show today. Really, really awesome to see you engaged. And I've just got a yes here. I'm not sure what that yes was for, but we love yeses, which is fantastic. Thank you. Was there anything else you'd like to finish up on, Liz?
Oh, look, I think, celebrate your success.
Yes.
Every step you take builds your confidence. I know that personally. Try a new thing. I go, yep, okay, got that. And it just builds your confidence with digital.
Yes.
And it's so important to stay on top of it. And, I think about so many small businesses are started up by women and of all ages. And we see that there is a demographic, an age group, sort of the over 50s females who tend to think, I can't keep up with this stuff. But it is so important to stay on top of technology and to keep your confidence up, because we're moving to the stages in our society where we won't be able to operate a business without electronic invoicing, single touch payroll, a good website,
yes,
digital advertising. You're just going to be invisible. So we have to stay on top of this stuff. So that's just a female perspective from my age group that I'm speaking from experience here, that I am forced every day to move out of my comfort zone, to do something. It's constant, and it's about trusting that you can do it. Yes. And celebrating each time that you do, and taking small steps, and don't think you've got to do it all at once.
Yes,
that's
so very important. Yeah. That it is. Because look, overwhelm. It's not so. We can be overwhelmed in the and reframe it in the place you're also in a good place. When you're overwhelmed, you've put yourself out of your comfort zone to a level of you're taking on new things. But then we are here to help you break that down and really create that overwhelm in a transformative way that it will produce growth.
Yeah, that's right.
Personal and your business growth, because I think this is also a personal journey. Rightly said. I think that's another thing that we see a lot of, that people are transforming their, through knowledge. You cannot also transform your own personal growth, your career or in your business to that point.
No, it's about you and your people.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we see that our customers, their digital savviness just happens organically. So they don't have to know the back end workings or how these things are set up. They've just got to use it on the front end, and that's we've got to get in the driving seat to be able to deliver on that.
100%. And which brings me, you saying that in all different age groups. I remember in my very first coaching environment with Tourism Tribe, and Eloise, if she's listening, I just saw a real thirst for knowledge. She was, in her early 20s at the time, very green, and just to see her journey over the years, she's always showing up, she's always signing up, and just to see her now flourishing and leading in her community, it's also very rewarding.
And I guess that's the other key thing too. What we know about small businesses is that you're often operating in quite a silo. You don't have the people around you to spin around and go, I'm going to go talk to the digital tech guy down the hallway. He's not there. So by being part of these programs, you're surrounding yourself, as you said, with like-minded people and others who are going through the same experience, and access to experts and coaches that you don't have access to. So that's a real benefit. And the thing with young people like Eloise, and I see this when we're running workshops and programs with younger people, they're digital natives, right? So they're like our Hannah and Anne, who are just in there, and they're not they click like crazy. That's right. They're not scared of breaking anything. However, what the younger people get from it, because they don't have the business or strategic exposure and experience, is they love the strategy behind it. How do I measure these things? Or what does a good process look like? Or, so I can see their light bulb moments when they come on in terms of the strategy behind
yes,
it.
and it goes, the tools and the strategy must go hand in hand. Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up there. We could keep going and going. We should just leave it live in our conversation in here today. You'll be inspired, let me tell you. So thank you. Thank you again, Nicole. Thank you for everyone that joined us live. Please reach out to us. Head over to our websites. And until next week, and another digital transformative story that we will be sharing, same time, same place, Fridays at 10 o'clock. We'll have another episode live and ready to go on Friday. Have a wonderful day, and have a even better weekend, and a restful one, if that. Same to you.
Same to you, Desi.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Bye. Goodbye. Thanks, Nicole. Bye.
Bye.